Nice. We're already recording. Okay, cool.
Fabulous. Well, thanks for having me.
You got it.
This is my good friend Zane Carney, and I'm Greg Blum, and I'm so excited to be sharing today with you Gary the Duck. It's been a huge project. I wrote the song about 7 years ago, shortly after David Bowie's passing, and I knew right away needed a music video. I then went and recorded it. The whole recording process for the album that is coming out in the next probably few months or so.
Very exciting.
That took about 2 years or 2.5 years to complete. And then this music video that you're going to see took another 4. So
it's a masterpiece.
It's awesome. I studied animation in high school and in college, and I've always been a huge fan of animation. So in this, you'll actually see there's like the 3 main styles. There's 2D animation, there's 3D, and there's also hand drawn 2D animation. And it mixes together in such a fantastic way.
It's so good. And also the reason why I'm involved in this is because I played guitar on the song.
Yeah.
I played guitar on like the whole album.
Yes.
Am I on every song on the album? Or pretty close?
It might be every single. I think you're not on. You're on the last song. There's a lullaby at the end.
Okay, that's fair. I tried. Try real hard. I'm gonna put this video on my Instagram too. I want people to know about this song.
Yeah.
So Greg is the best kids music composer, artist alive right now.
Oh.
Seriously.
That's
like
very sweet.
Rafi and Greg. But
Yeah.
but I love you, Rafi. But Greg is the best because Greg brings in like fusion jazz if he wants to. There's a drum fill that happens at the end of this video, and it's Greg playing drums.
Yeah.
And there are some like jazzy, almost classical moments on piano.
Yeah.
I'm playing notes that are in the key, but not on the chord, because you know what? You're allowed to mix those 7 diatonic notes if you want to.
Zane always. I mean, I've been such a fan of your playing, but like I feel like you elevate every single song that you record on. So you always play exactly. You make the song. I mean.
That's what I think too.
Even at the beginning.
No, I don't. No,
It's
I
true.
don't. No,
Even at the beginning, you'll hear right away. That's Zane.
that is me playing guitar.
and it sets the vibe.
Also, I like how the way that you and Tommy did this. Tommy King, who produced with you.
Yeah.
So you left in things that were player moments, meaning like it wasn't perfectly quantized. Like let's make this, chop this. It's like that's what happened in the room. That's a full performance of a guitar part or a piano part. That's my favorite thing in music, when you let it be a human experience. I don't know. I just think it's full of heart. The performances.
Thank you. Yeah. I mean, that's a big part. I mean, the first album that I put out that's for all ages, it's called Kid Songs, and we did that all in the box.
Right.
And it was. I'm very proud of that too, but it's. Yeah, a little bit stiff, robotic sounding, and this everything breathes. It's all real instruments.
Yeah.
World class musicians. I'm so honored.
It's nice.
Yeah, you're gonna hear Zane on guitar. That's
Right.
Tommy King on like synthesizer, Moog synthesizer. My former student Isaac Wilson. He's in New York, and he plays the classical piano parts.
Yep.
He's incredible.
Also, Charles Jones.
Charles Jones on the backup vocals. So like the quack quack, that's Charles Jones.
But this is how much we respect Greg and the songs he writes. Because Charles Jones sings with Scary Pockets and Wolfpack, and
He plays
he's
with
an
Andra
artist.
Day
Andra
and-
Day
yeah.
and Joss Stone and all these, Raphael Sadiq. And I've had a career as a guitarist and a songwriter, and Tommy's working with Haim and these huge artists, and this 1975.
Danny McKay on bass.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Danny's been playing with Frank Ocean recently. So we all jumped at the opportunity to do this because Greg's one of our favorite people in the world. And as far as kids' music's concerned, it's like the game over. You ready to dive in?
Let's do this.
Gary the Duck. We miss you so
Duck.
much, but we're about to get back to talking to you. Here we go.
He's such a buddy, you know.
He's my buddy.
Yeah, so even this was a debate whether or not we warn people.
Right.
We decided, let's not. We don't need any horror stories.
Is there a name for this land?
I was calling this Ducktown.
I love it. This is for you. If you want to pause anything, is that something you want to do?
Yeah, if I want to pause.
If you want, you just tap on the screen.
Paused. I mean, even just what's happened, you can't. It all goes so fast. But I mean, this entire video was animated by Ben Knight, who's a former student of mine, and then. As we were, I'd say 2.5 years into the project, he was like, I need some help. And his little sister, Evie Knight, who also was my student, graduated from 8th grade at the time. By that point, she's like an incredible visual artist too. That family is wild. And so Evie actually came up with all these other characters.
Oh, cool.
So Evie did all the character design. Other than
based
Gary.
On Gary?
Yeah,
Okay,
she saw what Gary looked like.
Got it, cool.
And
I
then,
love the mayor.
Oops. What did I just...
Yep.
Mary the duck.
Gary the duck, Mary.
These are babies the duck. And then there's Harry the duck coming up. Let's see. Yeah, there's so many little characters and details. I actually real quick too,
Yep.
if you feel like, if you're inclined, follow me on Instagram, G2 the Blum.
The number two.
Number two.
G2. Number 2.
Yeah, I've got all the characters depicted and little bios on each one. You
can learn more about them.
Yeah, each one has a little story.
I have a question off the bat, actually.
Yeah.
Did you guys have a specific frame rate that you decided on? Was that based on there's so much animation happening, or did you like this sort of classic 70s, 80s style? What was
I think we're animating, like the software is playing back at 30 frames a second.
Cool.
But we, sometimes...
Because it feels nostalgic to me. There's something about the frame rate that makes me feel like if it was this like 60 frames per second, it would feel like not right.
Ben and I wanted it to feel not too stiff again. So like you can even see, if you look closely, like the lines are like sketchy.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
And every single house in Ducktown has a little duck bill on it.
I noticed that before. That's great.
Also, Gary has a signature. Gary wears a bow tie, and so Gary's house actually has a little bow tie.
I like it.
Lots of little Easter eggs. I love when the wind blows his hair back.
That's great.
I remember the first time I saw that, I started getting emotional.
Yeah. I like that you guys have the light lens flare.
I remember I showed like an early version of this to some of my class at my work. I'm a school teacher, and one of the girls in the class was like, "Oh, I love how supportive the mother is."
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
And his eyes quivering, so cute.
Yeah.
I love the lighting in these scenes. Ugh.
The video starts moving now, and the drums are in.
And you're playing drums.
That's me on drums, yeah.
That's how Greg and I met in high school, playing music at school. He played drums, I played guitar.
Yeah.
I love this training sequence.
There was one summer where we were like, it was the last summer before we finished the song or the video, and it was, every single frame has to be drawn,
right? And
then what we started doing this thing where Evie, me, and Scruffy, who you'll see his work soon coming up. Scruffy designed the spaceship that Gary flies in. But once Ben finished sketching, he would send those drawings to us, and we divided up the scenes,
Wow.
and we would do cleanup work where
Got
we're
it.
tracing over his drawings with nice clean lines.
So you did hand drawn animation for this as well?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
So-
and then you scanned it?
No, it's all digital. So
Wow,
we
crazy,
did it.
Greg.
So I did cleanup for this scene where
Wow.
Gary dives in, and every
That's
single
so
bubble,
much work. Oh.
like I mean the way Ben animated these bubbles, just watch them splash.
That's so great. Okay, so explain it to someone like me who's a dunce. So Ben did animation, but then when he handed over to you, it wasn't fully finished, so you had to do detail work?
He
Or no?
sent the animation where it's basically it looked like what we just watched,
Oh, and
but
you had
with
to make
sketches.
it. Got it.
So
Damn.
I'm cleaning up his lines, which is, and then we did it in such a way that like once we sent it back, he was able to just use. There's a paint bucket tool.
Nice.
And
Just
just
fill in.
drop the colors in.
Yeah, cool.
Ben is
Incredible.
such a colorist.
So great.
All the backgrounds were digitally painted by someone named Mara Peterkin, and they did such a spectacular job. Ben would send Mara like a thumbnail of the kind of colors he wanted
Great. Love it.
them to use,
Love
and
it.
then Mara would paint. And
Love it.
So here we go. Even simple backgrounds are so pretty.
Yeah. Love it.
I mean, I remember Ben sending me the design, like
so
the
tight.
spaceship. Even if it's hard, you can't.
Yeah, there's like a kitchen back there.
Later, yeah. There's also a GameCube.
What are you talking about?
There's a GameCube in
What
there.
are you talking about? You're gonna have to watch it on YouTube in full glory, so you can zoom in on that.
It's a different view. Once he's in space, you can see it, I think. This is Scruffy right here. Scruffy
Got
designed this spaceship.
Got it.
And when I had originally done like the storyboard for the music video, and the spaceship always just looked like a generic, like the emoji spaceship, little
this
rocket
is so
ship.
much cooler.
And
That's awesome.
and then Scruffy comes back with this, and it's like this. It's out of the ordinary. It's so original. And it's what Scruffy designed this in a software called Blender.
Yeah,
so
sure.
it's in three dimensions. And I remember saying like, well, but I don't want it to look too computery. And
Yeah.
Ben's like, well, I can make it look like it's 2D even when it's 3D. And I was like, okay.
Wow.
Ben, yeah, he's
Wow. Can I ask an animation question?
please, yeah.
So my understanding is with the old school Disney stuff and cartoons like Saturday morning cartoons,
Yeah.
there's a background and then you animate on top, but you don't have to keep animating the background. Each individual
Right.
thing. Is that what you guys did here?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the background is a separate layer,
Got
so
it.
things can move on top. Sometimes, like in the beginning part where he first sets off at sunrise.
Yeah.
There's a front background and a back one. It's called parallax.
I was going to say the word. I thought you'd be proud of me. Parallax scrolling.
Yes.
Okay. Happens in Sega Genesis system stuff as well. Sonic the Hedgehog is parallax.
Yeah, and that's part of why we love Sonic so much.
The parallax.
Yeah, so this is the head of NASA here, NASA lady, who actually identifies as they or she, either way. I
Love it.
I love that sort of forward thinking and being open to all sorts of pronouns, and
We have lovely people in this community
amazing.
who also are open to that and have experienced that.
Yeah, so I'm so pleased that made it into the film too.
I love it.
And little things like
yeah, actually.
when they say quack quack,
They show up on the
a
screen.
little astronaut shows up on this auxiliary monitor used for all sorts of space things.
I love it. I love that filter.
Yeah. Here's Charles Jones. His voices.
But he also did Quack Quack, right?
He does the quack quacks also.
Amazing.
Here. There is a GameCube.
Oh my gosh!
See, he's got his microwave, and he's also got a GameCube, which I love that it's in there.
He knows what's up, man.
And a
480p,
beanbag.
480i.
And a little loft. It's also just so original to think about, like, this is what appears to be the front of the ship.
Yeah.
But he's like piloting it from the side. It's far out.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Really needs a way to wind down after work.
That's
right?
fair.
So he plays Pikmin, I would say.
You think so?
I think
Oh,
so.
wow.
Yeah, that's actually how Ben and Scruffy met on a Pikmin
Server?
some sort of.
They have server?
Not
No.
a server. It was like a community, online community.
No way.
I
I'm gonna
love
have a think
how
on what he played. I don't know.
I love when the planets they come. They're like so emotionally singing. Right here.
I love this. That's great. Also, major 4 chord down to the 1 chord, major 7. Just having that major 7 moment on both is very, very beautiful.
It's also it's pretty David
filter.
Bowie.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Space Oddity.
But also, here's the 3 chord.
Yeah, this is where Greg comes in.
3 chords do not have. Can you pause for a second?
Yeah.
Okay, so music theory just a little bit.
Yeah.
3 chords, and you know this, but just for you guys out there. So oftentimes when we hear pop music, mainstream music, anything, even jazz music actually, oftentimes we hear a 1 chord. Bah. I don't know why I snapped a little bit. Bah,
Nice.
bah. Yeah. But that's the key we're in. And oftentimes we'll hear a chord based off that note. Boom, 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 boom. I sang it a little bit out of tune, but you get the idea. That's the 1. We oftentimes in music hear the 4 chord. We might hear the 5 chord. We might even hear the 2 chord. Then we hear the 1 chord. Those are usually what we hear. We don't often hear something other than those 4, or I guess the 6 chord. 6 chord. So the fact that we're hearing a 3 chord in this, it does create this melancholy, sweet, happy though hopeful moment. It's sort of like it's going through a journey that's unpredictable. And to me, when I hear the 3 chord coming, especially after a 4 chord, it feels like a
Yeah.
wow. Like we've been through a lot right now. We've been through a lot together. And so Greg has the courage to introduce a 3 chord. To give more, it's like if you're eating a meal and you have a hamburger, you're like, oh, lettuce, tomato, 4 chord, 5 chord.
Yeah.
But what if you had some banana peppers?
Yeah.
I don't know, some other thing that's unique.
Something
on
that's
a burger.
safe for a child that they're not used to tasting.
Honestly, that's a great analogy. Yeah, just a little Thousand Island dressing,
Yes.
whatever it is.
Yeah, that's the 3 right there.
Yeah, right here. And what really makes that just one more music theory thing,
Yeah.
because it could have gone where it often goes, which is a 1 chord again in first inversion. That's the 1 chord in first inversion, but this note is a little too stable. So the 3 chord goes like this. That's C sharp. Now we're in Bowie land. Now we're in Major Tom to ground control.
Oh, yeah.
The ground control. Take your records on it. But that 3 chord, that's the sweet sauce. So I love that, Greg.
Yeah.
Yeah, people don't often go for that. And yeah, the C sharp, it should be heard. You're in the key of D. Let's hear the C sharp.
Yeah.
Continue. Okay.
Yeah. The duck legs are adorable.
They are adorable.
They're just
fantastic. Those little wisps.
I'm very pleased with how Gary turned out. Okay, so this is
how did you do this?
This is fascinating.
Yeah, how the heck did you do this?
This is the moment I remember Ben was like, what if when he's sort of imagining back home, what if that sort of imagination part is hand drawn? And I said, yeah, that'd be fantastic. That would take a really long time. And he was like, well, what if we got like kids to do it for us, like child labor? But more,
wasn't it all
more like
hand-drawn?
from most of it up until now.
Yeah.
All the drawings were drawn on computer tablets.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Sorry, got it.
So this is what we're seeing now is Ben he animated this entire scene.
Okay.
Then he sent every single frame, maybe, I don't know, 200 plus frames of of drawings. Two, both of Ben and I, we both graduated from the same school. It's in, you see in the credits, the Willows Community School. We sent it to our previous art teacher, Susanna Fennell. And Susanna, as an art class, we were still in the middle of the pandemic, so we were doing everything on Zoom anyhow. So Susanna then prints out all the frames, and every single kid at the school in, I think, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and maybe 6th grade or something, they spent an art class tracing over one or two of their frames.
No freaking way.
Ben says, use any colored pencil that you want, any color that you want, and then he compiled, he photographed all the drawings, inverted the colors, so the white paper became black.
Wow.
And then there's some sort of,
and the orange became blue.
glow effect. Yeah, but you're seeing some really special stuff, like tons and tons of kids. Work. This is a different kid drew every different frame in the way that they wanted to. And it just, at first I was like, that's not gonna turn out. This is gonna be not what we're looking for. And it ended up, in my opinion, it just kind of makes the whole video.
Wow.
So yeah, check this out. Like,
wow. No way that's how this is done. It's crazy.
He's thinking about his friends. It's drawn by all of my friends, the kids. This part's rad. That was for those
insane.
final parts.
100 frames by.
Yeah, these final parts. Ben said, I think this is maybe the 6th graders. They were asked to draw anything that you want around Gary.
Wow.
And so you see like all these wild shapes and colors, and
that's so ridiculous. It's so awesome.
This was, so that was the 2D hand-drawn part. And I love, and then this part was really exciting. I knew from the beginning, I was like, in this section, Ben, wow, look at, like,
it's great.
I said, in this section, I want you to just do whatever you want. Get abstract. It doesn't have to be anything, I just want him to be zooming through space.
I love this, yeah.
And Ben saved this scene for the last. So I never saw what he was going to do until it was done. And I mean, here he goes. And throughout, like,
crazy.
This is a really long background that moves behind Gary with like motion blur, and there's like various moments of Gary's life that pass by, including like earlier versions of Gary before we knew how we were drawing him and stuff.
It's incredible.
So radical.
Wow. It's crazy.
I remember watching this part and seeing the confidence and like the support. And this is Big Tommy.
I love it.
And also this is classic Ronnie here. And actually maybe this is classic Ronnie and this is, Happy Ronnie or something. But even this, there's a naysayer astronaut at NASA throughout this, as you watch it. He's laughing at Gary. He's not believing in Gary. There's a part, even I think in the pool part where he dives in, he's looking at him like
judging.
He's kind of like, kind of like bitter. And finally by the end, classic Ronnie, is willing to
change. Yeah.
He's like, I guess that's pretty impressive.
Yeah. Wow.
Here's the.
What was his journey about? Why did he go to that place?
That was the moon. I think he lands on the moon, and he sends a selfie back.
Fantastic.
And I believe it, actually some kids, I think they see Gary's mom crying, and they see this shooting star, which I always thought was Gary flying through space. And it might, the way I see it is his journey is just beginning.
Yeah.
But
what do kids say? You said
some
that
people are like, is he okay?
Oh,
Did he not come back? Is he, and I'm like, oh, yeah, he's not done yet. He's still going. And in fact, I don't, if anyone out there knows anyone who wants to collaborate on making, I'd love to make this a whole television series. I think Gary's adventures in space would be fabulous.
Oh man, I wanna be on those songs or write them with you. You don't need my help writing them, but I would like to. I'll be a voice actor in it.
That'd be honest. That'd be awesome. I actually, and honest.
if they're allowed to have human style voices, because it could be if it's not it doesn't have to be like hey everyone. If it can be hey I'm Gary.
Sure.
I'm auditioning for the director right now.
Yeah.
I would love a book says Obi Kate.
But yeah,
it's a great idea.
I think a little picture
Need a book. Lower harmonic. Wow.
Would be so great too. Yeah, some plushies. All of this could be great fabulous, ideas. Both for I think. Just for fun and for helping me recoup my funds because I'm deeply invested in this project. Yeah. I really believe in it too, so it's all good. All the little artwork at the end, that's all by Evie, credit art.
Incredible.
I mean, you can follow Evie on Instagram too. It's, all the and there's
now.
Yeah. There's all the contacts and stuff there.
And this song's only been out for 6 days.
Yeah.
It's on Spotify. You can listen to it, and the video already has almost 3,000 views in 6 days of just word of mouth.
Yeah.
That's all this is right now.
I'm so excited that people are watching and
please go right now
keep sharing and keep watching.
Yeah, and leave a comment. Just saying I love because a lot of you guys are chatting. 2 seconds to just quickly comment on YouTube, it'll help the video so much.
Yeah, I think the algorithms really respond to
likes
comments
and comments.
Subscribes.
Yeah, so like it, subscribe, and comment. If you do all those 3 things, and it's set up, I'm sure in the way you upload it, it says, "Is this for kids?"
Yes.
So it's for kids, so that helps too.
I actually wrote that it's not for kids because if it's for kids, then you can't monetize or write comments.
Oh, nope. It's for humans.
Hopefully everybody will.
But also, Greg's music is for everyone because
that's true.
No, for real, because there's actually like every moment. I forgot that I played this little riff right here until I heard it right now. That's a very that's a very me Tri-Tony moment. So, for adults who like music, they'll be like, whoa, they'll hear a little moment. They'll hear the little synth stuff that Tommy does. They'll hear the piano moment. They'll hear the drum fills. And so this is something adults can enjoy, this music.
I find almost always when a child is listening to music, it's usually because there's a grown-up in the room putting it on for them or something.
Right.
So I'm thinking about grown-ups too when I write these songs. I want them to be enjoyable by all ages. Some of the songs that are for kids are really rough on the ears. I think music can be fun and interesting even for young ones.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
I just posted today, there's a brand new video. So if you've never even played piano before in your life, if you watch this video, you'll be able to play Zane's beginning part on the piano.
No way, really?
I teach how to do that.
Did I come up with that riff? I did, huh?
Yeah, you just start playing it.
That sounds about right.
And that's why you call Zane when you need some
extra parts that in some bands they consider writing and in most they don't. And I don't care on this at all, but because I want to be a part of this. Sincerely from a teacher, thank you for creating music for the kiddos that we don't have to lose brain cells listening to. All right, guys, so send your love to Greg by following him on Instagram and on YouTube.
I've been feeling it already, but yeah, keep it coming.
And feel free to subscribe to my channel, and
Yeah, you're gonna love it.
you're gonna like it here.
Yeah.
Men's Warehouse. You're gonna like the way you look. Men's Warehouse.